The Jeff Vicario Show.
Bedroom rockstar, picking up your sock star, plastic gangster, stacking shells and Asda, underachiever, daydream believer, ripped jeans, late teens, microwave your baked beans. You wanna change the world. You wanna change the world. You wanna change the world. You wanna change the world, but your mom won't let you.
Good evening. Congratulations to everybody out there. It is November. You've made it this far. It is, at least in the northern hemisphere, the worst time of the year. Pretty much. It's dark. It's cold. It's pretty wet. In fact, I'm semi-freezing even now because I am still trying to do this show from my balcony in the company of various birds outside. This is the Jeff Vicario Show, number 25. It's been a while since the first one. And I think I am by nature kind of reflective. I tend to think about where I started, where I've gotten to, where I'm going, and the answer to all those questions is pretty much the same. I started from where I am right now, and I'm going to also where I am right now. So it's safe to say that this show, the recording of it, the broadcast, the sort of a bit of a community vibe that sort of erupts around it for a little while on Tuesday evenings is a really nice thing to have in one's life. I am in many ways quite a happy camper, all things considered. But without delving too deep into that sort of pretentious waffle, let me introduce the first song of this show. I'm very proud to play the latest single from Finland's very own VVOV. Now, if you're not familiar with these merry or not so merry pranksters of the darkened synthwave kind, be warned. This is not gonna be nice. Probably, I've not heard it myself. I treated myself to this single for this particular broadcast. The song is called Syöpäläinen, and it's from a forthcoming EP. Available for pre-order on Bandcamp right now, called Verminkind. So you kind of know what to expect. This is VVOV with Syöpäläinen.
Tavejohten syöpäläinen, turmelovimmainen, maistaa parhainen halveksettava murhanhimoinen. Sairaalaisen heimokontainen, kärällinen, umpimielinen nimesi olkoon pieninen. Metsäistä melun, teisalaisen
VVOV with Syöpäläinen, which translates into English more or less as vermin. Hence the title of the EP, Verminkind. Available soon, but already available for pre-order. And if you do indeed pre-order it on Bandcamp, you get an instant download of that song, which you need in your collections right about now. How was that for a kickoff to this show on a November? That was pleasantly ghastly, you know. You get that sort of very, very obvious black metal vibe from it, but done all electronically, which I just admire and enjoy so much. There's a certain kind of especially as you know, I'm being a guitar player and a fan of, you know, especially sort of atmospheric black metal or of the early 90s Norwegian persuasion minus the church burnings and murders and stupidity. I tend to think of that genre as exclusively guitar driven. But to have VVO just do it without guitars and just fully electronically, or that's how it came across. It adds a whole other layer of sort of inhuman detachment, while at the same time being decidedly very, very human and very in the moment. If that made sense, please send a postcard to your grandmother right about now. Thank you to VVO for allowing me to play the song. Very gracious of you guys, and looking forward to the rest of the EP and indeed whatever the hell you're going to be doing next. Moments like these make me proud to be a Finn. Nationalist. Let's just get on to Voidster. Wicked City. Let's continue this journey into wherever we're going, because I haven't listened to this one either. This is Voidster with his latest single, indeed called Wicked City. Expect greatness, and ye shall receive. SLE Radio is where you're at. Stare, Wicked City. That was a perfect continuation to the VVOV tune. And not quite as dark, but still kind of pretty damn dark. As good as anything ever released by Dr. Void, as I reverentially call him. That was indeed his latest single, available across all platforms, so go investigate. There's plenty of good stuff that's come out from Voidstare this year. I have it on very good intel. I have some intel. I know that Spire has an album coming, but due to certain delays in the logistics production department, it is not out yet, but it should be soon. So to all fans of atmospheric, brutal black metal, there's that to look forward to in the hopefully very near future. Let's dial it down a notch further, shall we, with some Narducci. I had a song from Narducci on the show in last summer. It's been a couple of months. This is a new single from this supremely talented artist, producer, who's kindly approached me once again with a view to being on the show. Always a pleasure to have his music here. Another one I chose not to listen to, so if this turns out to be blackened synthwave as well, then consider me mistaken. But knowing Narducci's music, I figured this is something a little bit different. This song is called Ancient Dialogue on SLE Radio. Where the hell else? Narducci, Ancient Dialogue, very atmospheric, very surprising. I kind of knew from looking at the waveform on the computer screen that something was gonna happen midway through, but that sort of drum and bass vibed drum thing was not what I was expecting. It was a nice twist. I don't know why that song reminded me of Ghost somehow, the Swedish band, and nothing whatsoever to do with it. And I would say that the singer didn't quite sound like, Papa Emeritus 4th or 5th or 10th or however many iterations of that dude there have been. Anyway, Narducci, great song. Indeed, a step down from the slightly more blackened stylings of VVOV and voice there before him. Great artist, LA-based, has worked with so many talented, well-known artists. I could name drop here, but I don't remember the names. I think Warren Cucurullo might have been one of them. Sorry if I'm mistaken. Doesn't matter. He used to play with Saba, I think, and Duran Duran in the 90s, maybe, or maybe not. I forgot to mention the title track of the show. That is a Specky song called Phony Tony. Great English acoustic punky band. They're going to be on the show with a song, a full song, different song also as well. Last week I played a song, or was it last week or the week before that? Doesn't matter. By a Canadian band from Saskatchewan, if I remember correctly, called Library Voices, and I very much sort of fell in love with them. Became kind of like a fan instantly, and so I'm gonna play another song from them. This is called Hunting Ghosts. Yeah, that's about all I'm gonna say about it right now. I think the song rather speaks for itself. But there's a nice segue from Ghost to Hunting Ghosts. That was unintentional.
Science invites you to dust off your time machine and take a look at future's path through the circuits in our head and the wires in our chest. We'll find a way to accept the things we fought so hard to reject, and we'll all have a good laugh when they tell us that time is of the essence. I've reassessed some choices, made amends with all the voices. There's still some trails that haunt me, but I'm not prepared to go hunting ghosts. History invites you to dust off those memories and take a good look at your
paging Steven Wilson. If you're going to be doing those la 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 melody bits in your songs, take notes. That is how you do it in interesting fashion, not in that rather boring fashion that you tend to do in your songs. Digression aside, that was Library Voices with Hunting Ghosts, and as I said, that song sort of speaks for itself. It was gorgeous, it was beautiful, incredibly well written, and the atmosphere was just stunning. Instrumentation, vocals, everything, it works, it was brilliant. This band should have become huge. Apparently they didn't, but that doesn't diminish the quality of the music in the slightest. Amazing. I'm sure to be returning to their embrace, the soothing strains of their music on future episodes. You can count on that. But let's move on to Virtual Intelligence. This is another song from their album Pain Sync. This is called Holographic Operative. Picked it based on the title. That was very interesting. I have no idea what the hell that means. I've been reading science fiction a little bit. Well, I've been reading Cloud Atlas, that book that came out like 16 years ago. I thought it was going to be like a romantic, almost sort of adventure book. I had no idea what the hell I was getting into. Turns out it was this multifaceted, almost science fiction-esque opus. I'm almost through with it. Very weird. I have no idea what the hell's going on in it, but it's been kind of pleasant. Anyway, for some reason, I've been drawn to song titles that seem to have that sort of slightly dystopian vibe to them. Anyway, I have no idea what I'm talking about. Jeff Vicario Show, SLE Radio, is where I am, and you are too. Dear listener.
first learned that I was going to die, I just didn't want to accept it. I was so angry all the time, and I struck out at everyone I loved most, especially you. Even though I wanted to get happy again like this, I still retreated world.
Virtual Intelligence. The song was called Holographic Operative. Very mysterious, but interestingly paced song. Just really kind of slow burning and all that. But a great guitar solo. Very, very a nice choice of notes. Restrained. Great tone. That was a neat twist in that kind of gothic-y synth-wavy. I dare say it was probably and sort of an anti-love song as from the feel of it, but never you mind. It was a stunning track from Virtual Intelligence's most recent record, which is called Pain Sync, available across all platforms, I'm sure. Another, well, let me just check. I have been playing, mainly old friends of the show, old favorites, new friends, whatever. The next one is a new artist. It's called Black Domino. I have never played this artist band before, and you're gonna hear it. A song called Sirius next. And that's about it for this intro. Going great. Way to go. But just to provide some context, this is the Jeff Vicario Show, SLE Radio.
Watching the city, wake up from your bed, watching you sleeping, oh, watch you sleep on these dishes ahead. I know that I'm selfish, I'm so selfish. don't laugh when I do take a hit, but I cannot get, but I cannot get you out of my head. I know that you're so selfish, holding on to me. Hey, you just wanna play, I'm calling your bluff. Don't play any games with me, I'm tired of love. Hey, you just wanna play, I'm calling your bluff. Don't play any games with me, I'm tired of love. You're already know, baby, yeah, you already know that we ain't gonna be serious. That we ain't gonna be serious. I can't take a chance, 'cause I don't understand. We ain't gonna be serious. Why we ain't gonna be serious? What if I could save you from everything you hide? If I some emotions, if I some emotions on you from inside, I recognize you're broken, baby, so am I. And what if I could save you and get you through the night? You're not alone, you're not alone this moment, do you know why? I recognize you're broken, 'cause baby, so am I. Hey, you just wanna play, I'm calling your bluff. Don't play any games with me, I'm for you to love. Hey, you just wanna play, I'm calling your bluff. Don't play any games with me, I'm for you to love. But you already know, baby, yeah, you already know that we ain't gonna be serious. Now we ain't gonna be serious. I can't take the chance, 'cause I don't understand. But we ain't gonna be serious. Why we ain't gonna be serious. Now we ain't gonna be serious. I can't take the chance, 'cause I don't understand. But we ain't gonna be serious. Why we ain't gonna be serious.
Black Domino, Serious. I misrepresented them somewhat. That is a production duo, not a band, as I said. I got them confused probably with a band that I played probably a previous show, which is called Black Satellite. These things get I get confused. Let me. Yes, Black Domino is a Belgian music producers duo who've been plying their trade for over 10 years now, and you can tell this duo know what they're doing. That was a very catchy, hit singly type song to my ears. But not in a cloying, annoying way, which sometimes you get that vibe from a song that is, kind of has that harsh hate potential. But that was just kind of like with Madison Olds or some of the other sort of very ostensibly mainstreamy sounding artists on the indie scene, but it had a degree of, it just sounded really naturally great, well written. That was actually a song that Jay from the station recommended, so kudos to him. He has, again, very good taste, because I would never have probably discovered that artist on my own. But without further waffle ado, the next song that I'm gonna play is called Missing You, and it is by an artist called UV Rose, a rather recent submission via Jeff Vicario Show at email. Jeff Vicario Show at gmail.com is where you can send your music to if you want to, but you can also send me a DM on Twitter or whatever. Anyway, UV Rose. The song is called Missing You. Let's listen to it now.
Would you believe me if I said I'm in love? Would you believe me if I said I can't live without you? You know I do, gotta have you. I need you here, I'm missing you. I don't want this love to go to waste. I need to know that you will miss me. I wanna take you out, I wanna lock you up, baby. Please don't go, I need you here with me. You got me missing you, you got me missing you, you got me missing you, baby. You got me missing you, you got me missing you, you got me missing you, baby. You got me missing you, you got me kissing you, you got me loving you, baby. You got me missing you, you got me kissing you, you got me loving you, baby. Would you believe me if I said I'm in love? Would you believe me if I said I can't live without you? You know I do, gotta have you. I need you here, I'm missing you. I don't want this love to go to waste. I need to know that you will miss me. I wanna take you out, I wanna lock you up, baby. Please don't go, I need you here with me. You got me missing you, you got me missing you, you got me missing you, baby. You got me missing you, you got me missing you, you got me missing you, baby. You got me missing you, you got me kissing you, you got me loving you, baby. You got me missing you, you got me kissing you, you got me loving you, baby. Missing, you got me missing you. I'm missing, you got me missing, you got me missing you. Oh, you got me missing you. I am missing you. You got me missing you. You got me missing you. You got me missing you, baby. You got me missing you. You got me missing you. You got me missing you, baby. You got me missing you. You got me kissing you. You got me loving you, baby. You got me missing you. You got me kissing you. You got me loving you, baby. Missing you. I'm missing you. I'm missing you. I'm missing you.
UV Rose, Missing You. Well, that was a double shot of catchy as hell electronic pop music there with Black Domino and UV Rose back to back. Not by design, because nothing ever happens by design on the show, except the fact that it appears in the first place. Great song, very catchy. Where did I get this one? I think it was a straight email submission. No, I mentioned it already. Yeah, I get distracted, I suppose. But thank you. I got nothing really to say about that. That it sounded really very, very catchy. Primed for proper radio, I would say, rather than this slightly of the Beaten Path show. Coming at you on a most likely dark and hopefully not miserable Tuesday evening on early November 3rd or 2nd. 3rd. I may have said it wrong before. There are frequent lapses into nonsense speak on this show, as you may have noticed. When Losing a Loved One is the name of the next artist. Ha! You thought I was going to say something deep and profound. No chance of that happening. This artist has been on the show before. This is an intriguing new piece from When Losing a Loved One. It's called Beyond the Abyss, and I would venture a guess that it has less of the happy, poppy vibe of the previous two songs. So let's get into some different moods and emotions with this one. When Losing a Loved One, Beyond the Abyss on SLE Radio. When Losing a Loved One, with a brilliant, magnificent piece of music called Beyond the Abyss. Now, who needs verse, chorus, verse when you can write in that sort of fashion, creating a musical journey where every single sight and sound in your head is a new experience rather than that sort of pop thing where it's all about the chorus. Not that I have anything against that either, but that was reminiscent of Frank Zappa's writing to my ears. I'm hardly an expert on progressive, or indeed that was kind of classical music sounding to my ears, and I basically have zero understanding of any of those things, but I do recognize beautiful music when I hear it. And it had something very unique and courageous about it somehow. It's definitely not the kind of song that you write to please somebody other than yourself, I guess. I am not ashamed to admit that is the kind of music that I sort of aspire to write, but don't have the chops, the musical knowledge or technical ability to do. But it is amazing to hear that kind of dynamic and beautifully performed piece of music. Thank you to When Losing a Loved One for that one. Very moving, to say the least. And on a different kind of level of moving, we've got some Specky called coming now, a song called Halcyon Days. Well, as you know, they are a permanent fixture on the show due to them being the writers of the title music of the show. But this is let's just have a listen to it. This song is indeed called Halcyon Days. This is the Jeff Vicario Show. And SLE Radio is where you're at.
Growing up and growing old, responsibilities are manifold. When you're looking back, Halcyon days, Halcyon days. Carpets, curtains, dado rails, there's shitty nappies, kids' fairy tales. When you're looking back, Halcyon days, Halcyon days. Is it really 20 years? I'm losing count of my affairs. When you're looking back, Halcyon days, Halcyon days. Pilot lights that don't go out, is this what life is all about? When you're looking back, Halcyon days, Halcyon days. Fuck off trousers, snakes for belts, tank top pods and poly belts. Fuck off trousers, snakes for belts, tank top pods and poly. Time flies by, gone too fast now. Time flies by, don't look back now. You grew up, I stayed a teen, those ambitions became a dream. When you're looking back, Halcyon days, Halcyon days. With some luck we make the grade, then reach the top and slowly fade. When you're looking back, Halcyon days, Halcyon days. A second chance is rarely found if you're 6 feet under the ground. When you're looking back, Halcyon days, Halcyon days. Make the most of every day, this chance may never come round again. When you're looking back, Halcyon days, Halcyon days. Fuck off trousers, snakes for belts, tank top pods and poly belts. Fuck off trousers, snakes for belts, tank top pods and poly. Time flies by, gone too fast now. Time flies by, don't look back now. Time flies by, gone too fast now. Time flies by, don't look back now.
Specky called Halcyon Days. A very timely reminder for anyone out there, regardless of your age, socioeconomic status, or anything, to grasp the moment and enjoy it for what it is, for as long as it lasts, because ultimately living in the past or living in the future amounts to a hill of beans or something, because if you're not present in the present, then when the hell are you going to live? We're pushing the 1 hour mark of this show. Every time I take a sneak listen to a previous week's episode, which I honestly rarely have time to, on account of it airing between 10 p.m. and midnight over here in Finland. I occasionally try to dip into the YouTube chat for a bit, but I just don't have... Well, for one thing, it's a bit rather less than fun listening to yourself, especially in the company of others, as would have to be the case if I chose to listen to this show in its entirety. But the other thing is that it's kind of like listening to a song you wrote and recorded, and all you hear are the mistakes. And in this case, all you hear are the faux pas and the mistakes and the dead air and the boring chat. So that's why am I even talking about this? Yeah. I was just I listened to a bit of the show last week, well, the week before actually, and I always kind of make mental notes a little. I can't help myself. We're like, okay, that is not something I'm gonna do the next time. I'm gonna do something differently, and then when I start recording, I obviously have no notes about any of the changes that I want to make, so nothing ever changes. But as I said in the very beginning of this show number 25, is that ultimately this is where I started off back in mid-May 2020, and this is where I'm gonna end up, somewhere in the very far future. And that's good. That's kind of in keeping with the message that the immortal Specky cultist gave us, to be in the moment and enjoy that for what it is. And if I misunderstood the central message of fuck off trousers and the rest, then, complaints can be sent to somewhere in Wales, Llandudno, or one of those unpronounceable names of places. I can make fun of other countries and their ridiculous place names. I live in a town with place names like, they're so ridiculous that I can't even begin to pronounce them. Lakalaiva, Lihasula, Peltolammi, what else? Hatanpää. There are so many ridiculous place names there. Rahkasola. There you go. So, anyway, more consonants than a Czech or Polish name. To Come Back Home. Is that a segue? It will have to do. To Come Back Home is the next song, and it is by an artist called, if I can find, Why Not? Why Not? Indeed. Sorry. Your name is a pun in and of itself, so I couldn't help it. Why Not? To Come Back Home. Why Not? And a song called To Come Back Home. It was nigh on a perfect pop song, played with great sort of live feel by the band. It was very moving. I kind of got emotional here. Kind of reminiscent of there's a Rush song from way back called Nobody's Hero, which I think it was just the 3/4 or 6/4 time, that signature. It in terms of the vibe of it, didn't sound like Rush, but I don't know. That song came to mind. Anyway, why not to come back home? And it was great. This band is on Curtain Call Records, if I am not entirely mistaken, part of their roster. It was a really good song. I got nothing to add to that. It was incredibly professionally done. Whether anybody cares in this day and age of well-written, just instantly brilliant band-oriented rock songs, I have no idea. But certainly this station and this particular show is partial to great music like that. So happy to have been given the chance to play it. And cheers to everybody at Curtain Call, Angela and whoever else, Joey, of course, Sal, and so on. And many happy returns, tidings, whatever. Continued success in your endeavors. It's a hard slog, I imagine, trying to do right by artists and be successful and all that. So you have my utmost respect for even giving it a shot in this economy and in this day and age. Insomnia Reigns, not in my house, but this song is called Insomnia Reigns, and it's by Electronic Scarebear. We're gone past the 1 hour mark of this show. Things are gonna heat up, or maybe not. I'm freezing, actually. I don't know how I'm gonna do shows in December. It's like probably 10 degrees Celsius outside, which, because I'm in a balcony with glasses, it's probably closer to 15 here, but I'm already freezing my hands off. I don't know how I'm gonna manage this. But the alternative would be to do this show indoors in the living room when everybody's listening, and now they're still listening because they can hear everything I say, but I feel like I can sort of make believe that they don't. Anyway, let's get on with this. Insomnia Reigns by Electronic Scarebear. Coming now. SLE Radio. Electronic Scarebear. Insomnia Reigns was the name of that song. It started off as a really... the melodic development there was kind of reminiscent of some old sort of Schlager type tune that I heard. Not that it was the same melody, but it had that sort of a very interesting, kind of sprightly, uplifting vibe in the melody there. Very much enjoyed it. I believe I kind of bumped into this artist during a semi-recent stroll through my Twitter followers. I haven't been keeping up or following back very actively because I have some issues with social media on the whole, but especially recently, it tends to be a distraction. So I'm not on Twitter as much as sometimes used to be in the past. But whatever. That was a great tune from a great EP. I'm going to be playing some more cuts from it on later shows in November or December. For sure, do check out Electronic Scarebear. You can find him across all platforms, I'm sure. I haven't actually checked, but that's kind of the norm these days. I'm probably, I'm the only artist I know whose music is only in one place on Bandcamp. Everybody else seems to use everything else. I don't know, maybe I should one of these days as well, but the idea of dealing with Spotify fills me with anxiety and dread, so I've been pushing it back. And I don't know, maybe one of these days I'm gonna give in and just upload everything there as well. But as of right now, I wasn't gonna talk about myself. I was gonna talk about Slate Islands. Now, last week I played a song from an artist from a band called David Cronenberg's Wife. Great tune from a recent collection released by Blank Records. This is another band song from that record, and it's by a band called Slate Islands, and the song is called Through the Night, and it'll be caressing your eardrums on SLE Radio right now. Slate Islands, Through the Night. Well, I did say that they would caress your eardrums and eardrums. That sounded vaguely Scottish, but very vaguely. Anyway, I did say that they would sound soothing and nice, and they did. That was a very well produced piece of music. But of course, it was also a very beautiful composition, very well put together. I liked the sort of storytelling aspect of it. Very, very good lyrics, carrying a story rather than just words signifying something or nothing. I'm freezing. I'm not gonna lie. This is very uncomfortable. It's like an outdoor broadcast. Maybe I should open the windows to let some even more cold air in. At least it's not raining. Tobisonic Military Industrial Complex is the song you're gonna hear next on this show. Because we go from one end to the other in terms of styles and emotions and whatnot. I have been thinking about maybe doing a more sort of genre-specific show, but, well, for one thing, our station already has a whole bunch of them. We've got Club Electric with Alex, Viper Drive. We've got a punk show, courtesy of Treason of the Monarchy. We've got a metal-themed show, so maybe it's okay to have one of these eclectic mumbo jumbo. I was gonna say jumble sale. Type of things where anything can happen. It's certainly enjoyable for me. But I have been wondering whether it's enjoyable for, let's say, a synthwave fan listening in and then having to deal with all this other stuff. Or, whatever. But no changes are on the horizon. I'm, like I said, this is where I started. This is where I'm going to eventually end as well. So without further ado, let's just cut the horse manure and listen to some Tobisonic on SLE Radio. Military Industrial Complex.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. Now, this conjunction of an immense military establishment and a large arms industry is new in the American experience. We recognize the imperative need for this development, yet we must not fail to comprehend its grave implications.
Today, I have strongly recommended to every governor to deploy the National Guard in sufficient numbers that we dominate the streets. Mayors and governors must establish an overwhelming law enforcement presence until the violence has been quelled. If a city or state refuses to take the actions that are necessary to defend the life and property of their residents, then I will deploy the United States military and quickly solve the problem for them. I am also taking swift and decisive action to protect our great capital. I am dispatching thousands and thousands of heavily armed soldiers, military personnel, and law enforcement officers to stop the rioting, looting, vandalism, assaults, and the wanton destruction of property.
We should take nothing for granted. Only an alert and knowledgeable citizen can compel the proper meshing of the huge industrial and military machinery of defense with our peaceful methods and goals, so that security and liberty may prosper together.
That was topical, and as always is the case when talking about the military-industrial complex, is that is just a... It's something that's been kind of on my mind recently as well, because I don't know, it's been one of those years where, not only have I had to sort of essentially build my life back up from scratch, well, not from scratch, I live in this Scando-communist utopia of Finland. You never have to build anything up from scratch here. And that's a good thing, So, lest you think I'm one of those libertarian types who thinks big government or government in the first place is some kind of a bad thing, then, not at all. I am very, very pleased and happy to be living in this country and paying my taxes that make it possible that anybody who has a crash and burn can at least have some kind of a chance of, getting back up and maybe putting their life back together. What the hell am I talking about? Yeah, military-industrial complex. Not only have I had to kind of think about what's going on in my life, but I've been kind of looking at the world slightly differently. As can happen when you emerge from a period of several years where you're just going through the daily sort of grind of trying to be everywhere at the same time, dealing with a million different things. And the last thing that you're taking care of is your own well-being, mental and physical and all that stuff. So, wars, power, the will to power, whatever. Who controls what? Why the world is what it is, and you tend to inevitably, when you think about this stuff, because it's, what else is it about except money and power? And who and what are you gonna find behind all the big, massive, human-made things that occur on this planet, except those things? And who essentially benefits from war? Yeah, answers on a postcard and send them wherever the hell you like. This was not something I was going to even talk about. But in the interests of just getting on with this so that we can all go to sleep, let's continue on my journey of listening to the latest album from The Fair Attempts, Dream Engine. This is song number 6. So this is the 6th week in a row that we've heard a song from this magnificent electronic, gothic, goth wave, pop, rock, whatever hybrid album from these purveyors of magnificent music. A fellow countryman, in fact, but that has nothing to do with this. The song is called Blue Rose Park. SLE Radio is where we're all having this rather less than joyful moment, but I hope things will improve.
Walk
the sun sets forever over Blackwater Park. Sorry, Blue Rose Park. Oh, those names with park in them, those song titles, they're all so kind of... They set the imagination alight, so to speak. You start thinking about things. I don't know why that... I'm apparently a very straightforward thinker because, you know, you go from Blue Rose Park to Blackwater Park. And that's the only thing in common with those two things is the word park. Obviously, Opeth having pretty much nothing to do with that song, which was moody and magnificent and intriguing. From a song from the Fair Attempts' most recent record, which is called Dream Engine. This is Jeff Vicario doing Jeff Vicario Show on the balcony, freezing his socks off. I am wearing woolly socks and a Patagonia sweater or some sort, but I'm still cold. Couple of more songs to play. The next song is just begging for a pun introduction, but I can't think of one. But let's just say the name of the song, which is Here, as in Here. One of the worst album title puns ever. Queensryche, come on. Here in the Now Frontier. It's not a bad record. It's not a good one too, but it's not bad. Like Here in the Now Frontier. And then the album cover has an ear in it. It's moments like this where I'm not at all surprised Chris DeGarmo decided to just go fly planes instead. Anyway, this song is called Here. It's not by Queensryche. It's by I Fight Fail. A curtain call band. Actually. Yes, indeed, it is. Sent to me by Joe of Limbocast fame and Rock Rage Radio and a million other things he seems to be doing these days. I don't know how he manages it all, but he is a great dude. Let's just leave it at that for now. This is I Fight Fail. I Fight Fail. I Fight Fail. I Fight Fail. And a song called Here.
Triangular
I Fight Fail. Oh, song was called Here. I do believe that had what the kids refer to as emo vibes. I am not speaking these terms in any derogatory sense. I'm almost 45. To be honest, the whole sort of emo thing just flew right past me when it became a thing, whenever it was. I was already deep into a late stage attack of the classic rockish, the disease that starts to envelope starts to mess up with one's mind when you start approaching 30. And you all of a sudden discover that Rainbow is the greatest band of all time, and then you just stop. Well, you know, I have spoken about this. Back in the early 2000s, I realized that Metal Hammer was not a magazine for me anymore. I started reading Classic Rock magazine, and now it's been like 5 years since I bought a Classic Rock magazine. I kind of got tired of reading. Well, I've spoken about this too, but seriously, when you go to a newsstand and you look at the music magazines, and there's the inevitable cover with Queen, another one with David Bowie, well, that kind of makes sense. Well, no, it doesn't. Then you might have Thin Lizzy, which is a little bit, risque, and then the unavoidable cover with AC/DC with the 100 millionth detailed account on how they made Back in Black 40 years ago. Aerosmith might make an appearance. I'm sure there's a million Van Halen covers out there now. Why is it so that nothing interesting ever seems to happen in the rock world? And I'm talking like this sort of classic rock, bandy type thing where dudes and girls play twangy blues-inflected guitar riffs stolen from the same source that Jimmy Page did back in the day. I just realized a while back that Van Halen was essentially a ZZ Top cover band, except Dave couldn't sing like Billy Gibbons. Seriously, though, you should check out Van Halen's cover of Beer Drinkers and Hellraisers. Not only do they play an astounding version of that already great song, but when you analyze and listen to the riff, and especially a lot of the boogie inflected riffs on Van Halen 2, they could be ZZ Top riffs. They use many of the same sort of bluesy motifs. This is nothing new. This is not a hot take. I didn't think of it all by my lonesome. I probably read it in Guitar World a million years ago. What a weird digression. Well, not weird. I'm a classic rock kind of guy, I think, in terms of the music that I listen to. It wasn't that long ago, last week or the week before that I talked about that 11-hour Spotify classic rock playlist that I struggled for. Well, not struggled. I do like it. Why did I start talking about this? Let's just get back to something else. Before I play you some SoundEngine from the first part of Squalor City, I'm just gonna say that I did like that song by I Fight Fail. There was nothing wrong with it at all. That sort of impassioned delivery, well put together song, the sounds, everything, very dynamic. Not strictly speaking my cup of tea, because that whole style of music, again, like I said, I didn't realize it really existed, because to me, the early 2000s were still the sort of pre-internet days in terms of like listening to music via that channel, and I was never into Napster or piracy in general, so I just didn't know. Anyway, SoundEngine is the next artist indeed, as I just mentioned. I have a double album from him, Squalor City Part 1 and 2. This is the second song of the first Squalor City record. This is called The Cy-Bordello. What a nice and family-friendly establishment that is, I'm sure. Here it comes. A sci-fi movie in my head there while the soundtrack played. That was SoundEngine. The song called Cy-Bordello from Squalor City Part 1. Part 1, The Cy-Bordello. That was the title track, in fact, yes. I think this is another journey that I'm gonna take you all along with me. It would probably make more sense to listen to the whole record during a single episode, but that would be to betray something. Well, not betray, but it would just not be what this show is all about. And I'm not saying I'm gonna play every song in during week in, week out one song, but I'm gonna keep dropping songs into the show as the year progresses and morphs into yet another year, 2021 that is. But do you need more? That is the question I'm asking you. I demand an answer. Do you need more? Yard of Blondes would seem to suggest that you do. And if you think that the question is, do you need more really bad puns when you introduce the songs? Well, I didn't come up with the song title. Yard of Blondes did. I have no recollection of what this song sounds like. It's been a couple of weeks since I previewed it. Again, I've said this countless times before, or at least twice. I almost never listened to a song all the way through before putting in the lineup for the show. I like to surprise myself. And I kind of actively try to forget the stuff, before I record, so that it's kind of nice and surprising and more exciting to me as well. As it should be to you, dear listener, unless you're familiar with these great artists that have been playing already. Anyway, this is Yard of Blondes with a song called Do You Need More? This is Jeff Vicario Show, SLE Radio.
Don't know why you won't resign. You push your
Well, that was awesome. I'm not gonna lie. That was a very, very, very good song. Had tons of attitude, and it was just got some really. I liked whether it was intentional or not. That give me more towards the end, which kind of sounded like like a little nod to songs for the deaf era, Queens of the Stone Age. Similar sort of bulldoze everything from our path type drive and the playing there, but it was a great song, great attitude. It just overall, that's how you know modern rock and roll should be played. Just I'd hit the spot. Really nice mood shift there from the more sedate stylings of SoundEngine before it, then going into a full on. That was a great song. Deserves to be a hit somewhere. Definitely. That was Yard of Blondes. Do you need more? Well, do you? Answer me now. Tell me. I need more. I'm gonna see if they've got anything else that I could just play on a later show. I've got, I think, 3 songs to play, so it's nearing the end of the show. The next one is by my good friends John Warwick and Creative Reader, who have joined forces and written a song called The Color of a Broken Mind, and that's the song that we're gonna hear next on the Jeff Vicario Show on SLE Radio.
Monday's pain, Tuesday's shame, Wednesday hiding, all in vain. Thursday sad, Friday mad, Saturday, Sunday I pretend to be glad. 5 days of horror, 2 days in limbo. I'm looking through a broken window. You won't shoot the rabbit, but what about me? Why do you care for a rabbit, but you never for me? Looking at the world with kaleidoscope eyes, distorted and twisted, I'm broken inside. What's the color of a broken mind? Blue is for tears and black is for pain. What is the color of a broken mind? Red is the rage that burns inside. I was once so lonely. I wish that I was dead. But now I've got a friend, a voice in my head. You broke my soul, so I break your face. Smashed as the picture in the mirror every day.
Why couldn't you see? You were never alone. You had always me, but now you have gone. What is the colour of a broken mind? Grey is for the emptiness you left behind. What is the colour? What is the colour? What is the colour of my broken mind?
John Warwick and Creative Reader there with a song called The Color of a Broken Mind. Strong and very powerful, emotional vocal performance there. And a great song from these two magnificent and talented artists. Hoping to hear more from them in the future, and I'm sure we all will. I'm freezing. I'm not gonna lie. It's getting to be pretty uncomfortable here. I have to make some adjustments to my environment for the next recording session, whenever that's gonna be. But this is November 3rd on SLE Radio, the Jeff Vicario Show, show number 25. I'm gonna give you some numbers just off the cuff. 391 songs played after this show is wrapped up over the course of these 25. 5 shows with some 45 to 50 hours of music and occasional chat in between. It's been good fun. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it's been rather less than fun, because, you know, it's, for me, not being a professional radio dude, or, you know, in fact, I am professional in exactly nothing, just an amateur at everything. It sometimes is, because there's no like way to tap into, you know, the kind of experience that you get when you've done something for years or decades or whatever. So when you start doing a show and you realize that this is not going to go good, there might not be a big difference to the listener, you know, especially if you're an artist just waiting to hear your song instead of this interminable babble from me. You might not notice, and that's a good thing. But for me, it's sometimes like, I just want to go away and sleep. But, you know, let's just get it over with. That sounded weird. Let's just move on and wrap this up. I've got 2 more songs. The next is a song called Pain Won't Go Away, and it's by an artist called Three Mind Blight, and it features none other than Clare Estelle, a dear friend and collaborator, and happy to always showcase whatever she's been up to, and a new artist for the show as well, in the guise of Three Mind Blight. Never played this before. So, here it comes. Pain Won't Go Away.
So many times I've tried to deny all these feelings that I have inside. Try to lie to myself, saying that you're somewhere else, but I know that it's just my pride. 'Cause I know you're gone, and it's time to move on today. But there's no way to feel okay when there's nothing left to gain. When every day is filled with pain, thoughts of you drive me insane. 'Cause this pain won't go away. It's like I'm aching in my soul. 'Cause I mean this misery. Ain't no way that I feel whole. Now it's begging you to stay. It's too late, this love's grown cold. Can't refrain from feeling hate. So I can wait to see you go.
Every time we try to talk, it makes me know it's time to walk. Tired of fights and screams going over and over the same old themes. You leave me weak, with no words left to speak.
'Cause this pain won't go away. It's like I'm aching in my soul. 'Cause I mean this misery. Ain't no way that I feel whole. Now I'm begging you to stay. It's too late, this love's grown cold. Can't refrain from feeling hate. So I can wait to see you go.
Pain Won't Go Away. That was curiously sounded like early 2000s Depeche Mode a little bit in terms of the composition of it, but with definitely a hip-hop kind of style. But I liked how the vocals had a melodic side to them. It wasn't just, pure rap delivery. And Clare's vocals just, they shine, as always. They added a really nice counterpoint to the Free Mind Blight's delivery there. A magnificent piece of sort of slightly, not so slightly, melancholy music, but a nice collaboration there from those two. Finished off on 2 collaborations. I didn't even realize. I am just, again, not a whole lot of thought goes into putting this show together, except like, okay, I got 20 songs, time to record. That's about as much as effort I put into the planning. But never ye mind. One more song, but I'm not gonna be returning after that song. The last song is by Blight Jones. It's called Do the Lockdown Bossa Nova, from an album, a Lockdown Sessions album from Blight Jones. Couldn't find him on Twitter. Maybe he's not there. So whatever. This was recommended to me by Jay from the station again. So it sounded like the perfect song to end the show on. Next week, it's November 10th. I don't have the whole show planned, but I am going to be playing some Pretty Voices. I'm going to be playing some more Catnip. I hope to have a song from Myla V, a.k.a. Myla Valentina, on the show. Chris Shaler kindly sent me his latest song, so that's going to be on there. I hope to have some brand new The Hikikomori Pact, but I'm not sure about that yet. Stuff like that. Stay tuned. Keep listening to SLE Radio, as you know, the traditional end greeting for all Finns, I'm just gonna leave you with Kiitos ja anteeksi. That is thank you and sorry for everything. Yeah. Enjoy life.